Inside, shadows moved, laughter drifted out. He could hear clinking glasses, smell something delicious grilling. His own dinner sat untouched, a can of beans. His chest ached with something he refused to name. Loneliness. Why them? He muttered into his glass. Why not me? What did I do so wrong in life? The bitterness coiled tighter around him. That's when he seen them. The Gales is coming over. Harold frowned, setting down his drink. No one ever comes to his house. Not friends. He didn't have any. Not family. He didn't keep in touch. And certainly not neighbors. But when he stood up, there stood James and Maria Gallus. James carried a casserole dish. Maria held a basket. Behind them, their children smiled shyly. "Evening, Harold," James said warmly, as though they were lifelong friends. "Maria made too much dinner. Thought you might like some Harold froze." His first instinct was suspicion. His second was fury. What game were they playing? Was this pity, charity, an attempt to flaunt their perfect little lives right on his doorstep? "I don't need your handouts," Harold snapped. Maria's eyes softened. "It's not a handout. It's dinner. Everyone deserves a good meal now and then." She nudged the basket toward him. The smell hit him. Warm bread, roasted chicken, apple pie. His stomach betrayed him with a growl. His pride told him to walk into his house and slam the door. But his hands moved differently. They reached out, took the basket. His voice dropped to a mutter. Thanks." The Galeses smiled. No lecture, no smugness. Just kindness. That dinner was the first crack in Harold's armor. Days later, he found himself talking to Maria at the mailbox. She asked how he was. She meant it. A week later, James invited him to a neighborhood barbecue. Harold almost refused, but something in him, some small, forgotten part of him, wanted to go. He showed up tense, defensive, but as the evening wore on, something strange happened. He laughed. The sound startled him. It felt rusty, unused, but it was real. The Galeses never mentioned the police calls. They never threw his bitterness back in his face. They simply included him. Little by little, Harold thawed. He repainted his house. He trimmed his lawn. He started greeting neighbors instead of scowling. He even adopted a dog, a scruffy mutt from the shelter that wagged his tail, as though Harold were the best man in the world. And slowly, Harold discovered a truth he had denied for years. Happiness wasn't stolen or hoarded. It wasn't something other people had that he couldn't. It was something that grew and shared. The man who once tried to destroy his neighbor's joy with police reports ended up blessed by their kindness. For the first time in decades, Harold Winters didn't wake up hating the morning. He opened his blinds, looked across the street, and smiled. Harold began living life with purpose and ended up marrying a beautiful woman.